What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman, the third of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to, you guessed it, the Rob Westerman Show. It is Monday, July 29th, and we are on to week 2 of Packers training camp. Pads are on, QB1 is out there. It's going to be a fun week of practice. Packers have open practice tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday is family night. Family night's always a good time. I was there last year. Won't be there this year. I was there last year. For those of you who have not been to family night, it is basically just a normal practice inside Lambeau Field. Tickets are $10. It's a good thing to bring the family out to. They got fireworks afterwards, and it's a good time. So if you have not been, I highly recommend going. I'm pretty pumped to be coming to you live from Green Bay this week, here to soak in some training camp. I'm sure you guys have noticed a little bit different background here. Sitting in the hotel conference room, about a block from Lambeau Field. I'm looking out the window right now, and I can see the Don Hudson Center. It's pretty awesome. So looking forward to check out in person this week how the squad's doing, seeing what all the hype's about. I always like to wait till week 2 of training camp to come on up, mainly because they're in pads by then. Week 1, like every other week, is super busy. Not that I have any issue with that. It's just week 2 works out a little better for me. Pads are on, a little more action as far as practice goes. There was 3 practices in a row, so I said, hey, let's get on up here and hang out. So anyways, the story outside of Jordan signing last week was the defense. They've been dominating through week 1 of training camp, and I think it's based on a few different things. One being Sean Clifford being out there instead of Jordan. That goes without saying. 2, pads are not on, which when the pads aren't on, I feel like that kind of makes it tough, especially in the offensive line, really getting their hands on those defensive guys. And listen, I'm not making any excuses. I just think it's easier for defenders to fly around guys that are in shorts and T-shirts as opposed to being in full pads. So that's just that's where my head's at, and you can bash me if you want, but that is to no excuse for the offensive line. They have not been playing very well. Zach Tom hasn't been out there, at least in team drills, so they need to sharpen up a little bit. To add to Jordan not being out there, Sean Clifford has just had a downright bad, horrible start to training camp. I'm rooting for Sean. I've got nothing against him whatsoever. But for anyone following the camp updates, he's been throwing picks left and right, taking sacks, and just not producing any sort of offense whatsoever when he's out there. So hoping he improves. Maybe they make the switch to Michael Pratt to give him some 2 deep looks as opposed to being on the third team, and maybe get Sean Clifford on third team and see if he can kind of get back in the groove. But so far, Sean Clifford has not been doing very good. Let's hope he gets better. A few guys who've been making some noise here I wanted to shout out before hopping in the comments, which is why I'm here, of course. Grant Dubose, he has been making some noise, which is good. He's in his second year. I think he's kind of the forgotten guy among Packer fans as far as who might make the roster as that last wide receiver. Reports out of camp, I have not been there yet, I'll be there this week, saying he's going to make a few more plays than Malik Heath. So it wouldn't surprise me one bit if Grant made it onto the squad. I know we're only through week 1 of training camp. There's a lot of time left, a lot of practices, a lot of preseason games to go through. But so far, the buzz is that he's making a pretty good case. So I'll see for myself this week, but only time will tell. Rashawn Gary, to no surprise, started off hot, and he hasn't slowed down one bit. And I know the offensive line isn't at full strength, but Rashawn's going to make anybody who's out there pay. He's just a monster. So another star who's kind of been holding up that stardom, kind of persona, Jair. He's, being his usual self, not getting many balls thrown his way, locking down just about everybody. Outside of a one-on-one against Romeo Dobbs, which Romeo apparently made him look a little silly on a quick slant and juked him out a little bit and had an easy completion. So outside of that, looks like he's locked in. And if that's the case, there is zero reason to think he can't be the best corner of football this year. So hopefully that comes to fruition. So finally, what you guys have all been waiting for. I know you've been dying to talk to me. I've been dying to talk to you. Let's hop on the chat, see what's going on here. Alex, thanks for hopping in, man. Good to see you. It's good to see you too, man. I am pumped to be up in Green Bay and checking out practice. So, Tyler Gary's an absolute stud. You're not lying, man. Yeah, he's been balling out. Yo, go Pack, go. That's right, my man. Rashawn, Defensive Player of the Year, hype, at least through week 1 of training camp. I'm pumped about it. I'll hop on board, no problem. So I'd be cool with that. Nate Smith, hey, Rob. What's up, Nate? Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. I am pumped to be up here this week. Pumped to just be around all the fans, hang out, watch practice, watch the guys ride down. It's just, if you haven't been up here, you've got to get up here. It is great. So, Larissa, what is your favorite part of being at training camp? Oh, man, there's so many. I could sit here for a long time, talk about how special training camp is. The vibe anywhere near the stadium is so great. Folks they're walking around all day, all night in their Packers gear. Restaurants are packed. If you've never experienced it, like I said, you've got to get up here. It's just, if you're a Packer fan, you kind of just feel at home. Everyone around you is thinking and rooting for the same thing. You're just kind of a part of something, right? And so, yeah, it's great. My favorite things about training camp are somewhat obvious and cliches, if you will. Obviously, watching the Packers ride down to practice, picking out a kiddo. It's great. Watching practice itself with all your fellow Packer fans, hitting up the pro shop, overspending just an insane amount on things that you absolutely don't need just because. And last but not least, it's super family friendly. So I'm sure you all have gathered that if you've absorbed any type of content surrounding camp. But I've got a 3-year-old. My wife and I love bringing her up here, and it is just a great time. So, K-More, go Pack, go, baby! Dash Drew, my peeps, what is up? Thanks for joining the chat. I appreciate you guys. Tyler, how's Josh Jacobs looking with the squad? Funny story, I was at Dave & Buster's earlier today, and Josh Jacobs was there with a friend that was a girl. I'm not sure if it's his girlfriend. I haven't followed up on the tea leaves as far as his personal life goes, but Josh Jacobs at Dave & Buster's earlier today, balling it up, just hanging out. I looked over, he was sitting in the game next to me playing, and business as usual. But that's how it is here in Green Bay. There's not many places to go, or there are, but compared to the massive cities, the chances of running into players like that are much more common. So, Josh, if you're watching this, it was good to see you at Dave & Buster's. Hope you won yourself a lot of tickets. Tyler, I know that doesn't answer your question, but I personally haven't been at training camp to see for myself, but I also have not seen really any buzz surrounding him or the offense as a whole. So nothing too crazy. I know he sprung a toss play yesterday at practice, which was kind of one of the first plays that the offense / Josh got going. So hopefully this week things pick up. Pads are on. Things are a little different. Yeah, hopefully things are a little better. So, BR, what total is set higher? Your Long Island's come soon this weekend or Love's touchdowns this season? That is a great question, but a very obvious and easy answer. Long Island's this week, um, definitely, definitely exceeding the amount of touchdowns this season. And I think J Lo's going to go for 40 plus, if that tells you anything. So, BR, my man Mitch, those guys put out some great, great apparel. I'm not sure if you're a golfer, even if you're not a golfer, they got some polos, they got some hats. BR Golf CO on Instagram. Check them out. They got some good stuff for a great price. So, and there's some good guys behind it. So, check them out. Tyler, oh man, what I would do to meet any of them, I'm stuck in Canada, so I can't make a trip up, a trip down. So, yeah, it's cool here in Green Bay. You could be anywhere. I was at Chick-fil-A last year, and Eric Stokes was there in line, hanging out, grabbing some Chick-fil-A, just chilling. So, like I said, there's not a ton of places to go compared to the bigger cities. So, the chances of you guys running into any players are a lot higher than they would be in, say, Philadelphia or Chicago. So, not that you'd probably want to run into any players in Chicago, but you get my point. So, Big Lee, Super Bowl season. That's right, my man. You and me both are on the same wavelengths. I hope so. I sure hope so. Dylan and Rob, what's going on, man? What is up, Dylan? Dylan is one of the OGs. I appreciate you, man. Good to see you. Junior, what's up from West Texas? What's going on from Green Bay? I'm pumped to be in Green Bay this week, that's for sure. Sitting in the hotel conference room. I'm looking out the window right now at the Don Hudson Center. It is a beautiful sight. My brother actually lives down in Brownsville, so a fellow Texan hanging out in the chat. Mark, it feels like the linebackers are the weak part of the defense. Well, Quay Walker had a pick against Jordan Love the other day. Like I said, I haven't been there in person to really gauge on how all of the groups are doing. I'm really just going off the updates that you guys are probably all going off of from the guys on the ground. But Edger and Cooper, everybody's pretty pumped about him this year. Quay Walker, the coordinator spoke today, and Quay Walker's name was brought up, and they're pretty excited about Quay. So can't comment on it too in depth, but I'm holding my breath on this defense. I think they're going to be good. I thought that for years past, and I've been proven wrong, unfortunately. Hopefully this year I'm proven right. I think we're going to have a good defense. So, Marcus, who will be the defensive MVP this year? That's a great question, Marcus. Thank you for the question, first off. I think it's going to be Rashawn Gary. That might be an easy answer. But not only just a beast already. He's that opposing quarterback to hold on to the ball longer. Give